come to you live on EA Sports. I'm Ed Cohen. Joining me tonight, the pride of Plainfield, New Jersey. It's Jay Williams.
Ed, you continue to surprise me, my man. I didn't know you knew about the Queen City.
All I know is you're the king in that town in the Garden State.
Well, we're going to find out who the king is on the court this evening.
The Hawks control the tip. Jay, it wasn't that long ago. Atlanta won 60 games. Right now, what's the outlook for this franchise?
Well, the general manager, Travis Slank, has done a really good job in trying to build the culture, the right culture for the Atlanta Hawks. And that starts with their head coach in Lloyd Pierce. He got him as an assistant coach with the Philadelphia 76ers, and now he can also steal that tagline for the Hawks. It's time to trust the process all over again, but now in Atlanta, Georgia.
Rose. Derrick Rose is going to get a chance at three here. For his career, 82%. Nope, first one does not go. Knocks down the second free throw. It's the Hawks with the basketball. Surveys the floor. Short jumper misses. Rose into the front court. Lead is 2. Here comes the screen. Rose. Oh, nice find for the basket.
Contact on a drive can be a beautiful thing. Making those tough shots can really help you build a mental advantage over your defender.
Trae Young. With a drop step. Using the post to his advantage there and the finish at the rim.
You feel that? I see the confidence building.
It's Detroit's ball. Oh, he's denied.
Oh, big man doing work right there.
He gets it.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
Rose into the front court. He'll run the offense. Griffin gets it in the right corner. Here comes the screen to Griffin with a drop step. Griffin. Blake Griffin is going to get 3 shots here. For his career, 68%. First one goes down. And he hits the second. And he cashes in at the line. 3 for 3. Jay, I'm going to say that you don't know this, but since 1980, the Hawks have drafted only 4 players to appear in the All-Star game. Doc Rivers, Kevin Willis, Al Horford, and Jeff Teague.
Well, how about a guy named Dominique Wilkins? I'm sorry.
Oh, well, interesting that you'd ask. Dominique Wilkins was actually selected by the Utah Jazz. Gets a look, can't hit.
I love when I see a good contest. You're crowding the player's landing space, which naturally makes him worrisome about turning the ankle on that landing.
Trae Young. To Chris Dunn. Screen coming. Down to 5 on the 24. Has a chance. Dunn shot. That misses. To Rose. John Collins snatching it out of the air.
That's why a rim protector is a necessity in this game.
Rose to Griffin from long range. His first effort off the mark. Trae Young to Chris Dunn. Layup goes down. Well done.
I don't know if the scouting report has made its way out here yet, but if anything, it says you need to not let him get that close to the rim.
Whistle stops play, and we'll get a timeout here for Detroit as they'll talk things over in a one-point basketball game. Both coaches hitting the reset button. Fresh legs coming onto the floor. Rose. Finger roll, finishing with finesse.
Old school equals high percentage.
Into the front court comes Rondo. They're down 3. To Chris Dunn.
Hey, watch this screen left. Hey, clear out. I got this.
Watches it home.
That's the intensity you need to see. Whenever a player running back on defense after a dunk like that holds the inside of his forearm, it lets you know how hard he dunked that basketball.
Right now, the Pistons have the basketball. Stuffs it down with authority.
It looks like he's using his ball handling to feel the game out. I know it looks like he's just playing around out there trying to get the fans going. That is true, but he's also finding his rhythm.
Rondo with the basketball. Less than a minute to go in a tightly played first quarter. To Chris Dunn. John Collins against the former MVP. Has a look. Shot for Collins, no good. To Rose. To Griffin. Here comes the screen. Blake Griffin, guarded by Clint Capella. And a throwdown.
And when you get your prescription, you take your medicine and you call it a day.
Here's Atlanta. To the rim, lays it up and in.
Did you see the way that dribble freed him up? It created so much space. I did, but the defender didn't.
Deep 3 at the buzzer. No time left. The Pistons with the lead. First quarter complete, on to the second period. A little bit of a feeling out process so far.
I know you're wondering why I'm clapping. Both teams came out in the first quarter, and they executed. When do you ever see that, Ed? You have to continue to bring those competitive juices into the second quarter, and we're going to have one heck of a ball game.
It's good, and one.
And I love the smile on the face of the offensive player. Sometimes luck is on your side. I don't know how that shot went in, but and one.
Bogdan Bogdanovic at the line for a chance at a three-point play. A career 84% free throw shooter. And he missed the free throw. Josh Jackson.
Screen coming.
Trying to cash in. Shot by Okafor. No good.
It's easy. Force guys into low percentage shots. That's the reason why we're big into stats. It was all provided to you before the game the scouting report.
Finishing inside the paint on that one.
Not always the first option, but his number was definitely called on that one.
Knight into the front court. 14-13 our score. It's a one-point game. Josh Jackson. Missed a wide-open look. Rondo into the front court. Minute gone by in this second quarter. Shot from the lane won't go. Josh Jackson above the rim on that.
An easy two. Get back on defense.
Hawks have it.
I got ball. It's all me.
To Kevin Huerter.
I got ball.
Fires the three. He took the bait, and he hits.
And in today's game, you have to make shots like that. Nice work draining it from deep.
Knight into the front court. Down two. Josh Jackson. Down low to Okafor. Scores from the post.
There you go. Finally, shoot your shot.
Here's Rondo with it. Looking to make something happen. The drive right to the basket. Off the mark. To Jackson. Five to shoot. To Jackson. Going to launch. Beyond the arc. Off the mark. To Kevin Huerter. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. Rebound taken down by the Pistons. Pistons ball here. To Jackson. Probing the defense. That pass stolen by the Hawks.
When it's a tight game, those missed opportunities on the road make it tough.
Now ready with a couple of free throws.
Great job, Ed, by the shooter to create contact after the jump. That's how you get to the free throw line.
Can't connect on the first free throw. Good bounce back. Hits his second. It's a 1-of-2 trip. Knight into the front court. Down a point. For three. And Collins there to grab the rebound. Hawks coming off a 24-win season, Jay, but not one, not two, but three first-round draft picks.
Yeah, they got a big-time shooter in Kevin Huerter from Maryland. They got Omari Spellman, who won a national championship with Villanova, highly utilized in pick and pop. And then they got a very polarizing pick in Trae Young, who set college basketball on fire, one of the most gifted scorers you have in this draft.
Wide open look, won't go.
And I'm telling you right now that the defense is playing with fire right here. If they keep giving up open looks, they will not have the lead eventually.
The rebound's taken by Detroit. Down low, Plumlee. Off the pro hop. Strong footwork. Whistle stops play. Timeout here for Atlanta, as they'll take a moment to go over things here in the second quarter. Both coaches dipping into their reserves. Changes coming onto the floor. Trae Young. He shoots. Oh, off the mark. Rose's shot no good.
Your contest was great because of your proximity to the player. You forced his follow-through to be cut short, which made him short-arm the shot.
Just inside the arc, at the buzzer. So the difference, 3 points as we've reached the break. Let's get you to Orlando, where we say hello to Jalen Rose in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Jalen.
The Hawks will start the second half with a narrow lead. It's obvious how these guys score the majority of their points, and that's in the paint. They did a great job of scoring down low. Have a look at the leading scorers for the Atlanta Hawks. The Pistons are within striking distance at the half. They certainly staked the flag in the paint. They were dominant around the rim on the offensive end. Have a look at the leading scorers for the Detroit Pistons. Thanks for joining us for the halftime report. The second half is about to get started.
The possession in favor of Detroit. Rose. To Jackson. Here comes the screen.
Screen coming. Watch out.
The screen sets him up for 2.
For a smaller player, you have to be more creative with your imagination when you finish with those shots around the rim. For the audience, that may look difficult, but for the player himself, that's what they practice every single day.
Trae Young to Kevin Huerter. The Hawks with 4 to shoot.
Hey, you got the screen right. I'm here.
Count it.
There you go. I like seeing his scoring coming from unlikely sources.
Rose into the front court. His guys down 3. Nothing going here on that drive. Rose. That's off the side of the rim, short. Trae Young. Nice pace, sets it up and slams it down.
And no emotion, just that ice-cold stare. That's a sign of somebody who's here to compete.
Pistons have it. Rose, now 3 for 9.
Might have had an extra dribble or two there, but he got the shot he wanted.
I got ball.
John Collins, defended by Jeremy Grant. And a whistle.
That's just a blatant foul. Maybe he's trying to make a statement.
Trae Young. Has a chance. Not that time. To Rose. Here's a chance from long range. Derrick Rose. Teams have told him to shoot more. Hits the tough shot.
That shot was nice, but that pass, that was the real highlight. Good teams always find a way to get the best shot available.
Trae Young. To Kevin Huerter. 5 to shoot for Atlanta. Just enough of a head fake to help on that one.
Man, he's got the defender out there tap dancing like that on national TV. That's not a good sign.
Now the Pistons going to use a timeout as they'll make sure they're aligned here in a 2-point ball game. Changes coming from both sides right now. Rose into the front court. His guys find themselves trailing by a bucket. To Griffin. With a drop step. Oh, look out. Blake Griffin. Small sample size, but making the most of it. He's 1 for 2.
Clearly not afraid of the spotlight here because that was not an easy look.
It's Atlanta ball. Trae Young. Oh, had him going there for a second. How you practice leads to that. Nice pump fake.
Strong finish. That's what you need, regardless of contact, focusing on the rim.
To Griffin. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
He should get some kind of acting award. That's a great sell by the offensive player. But guess what? The refs bit, and that's the game.
Blake Griffin trying to cash in on a 3-point play. Hasn't missed yet. Count it. Old-fashioned 3-point play. Hawks with the basketball. Capella down low. And look out. Big finish at the rim.
If you didn't dunk that, then we will have to talk about it.
Rose into the front court. His guys now down by a point. Beyond the arc for 3. Can't go down. Smothering defense. Done with a drop step. Oh, emphatic slam. Neither side is giving up an inch.
I guarantee you tomorrow on Complex's social feed, that play will have millions of views. And I'm really looking forward to this fourth quarter because the first 3 have lived up to the billing.
Rose into the front court. Down 3. Oh, Jay, he commands the paint this time down.
Attack mode isn't a switch that you can just turn on and off. He needs to do more of that. We need to see him penetrate, get into that lane, and create.
Trae Young down for Collins. From the painted area, won't go down. Nice follow-up on the dunk there.
How about right after the dunk, he looks right over towards the bench, gets a call from the coach about what defense they're in, and then gets his team set. Those are people that are able to lead men.
It's Detroit's ball. Griffin buries it on the catch and shoot.
Not everybody possesses this power, but wow, what court awareness.
Three quarters down, and it's deadlocked, all tied up. Hawks with the basketball to start this fourth quarter. And this game's been everything we could have hoped for. All tied up after 3.
This is what happens when you have winners on both sides. People who are not willing to give up and will continue to scrape and claw to get themselves in a position to win this ballgame.
Rose into the front court. All even here in the fourth. 3-second violation. Rondo, guarded by Derrick Rose. Old school. Backs his man down for the basket.
You've heard it before. Slow and steady wins the race. This approach might be working out after all.
Here comes the screen. Rose matched up with Capella. That'll be out of bounds. Last touch by a Hawk, so it stays with Detroit. Rose to Griffin. Has a look. Oh, look out. Blake Griffin looking good. 4 for 5.
We're watching a clinic right now. We're watching basketball one-on-one. Whoever this professor is, he needs to get paid top dollar.
Here's Atlanta with the basketball. Rondo, defended by Derrick Rose. To Capella. Oh, a whistle.
A simple touch foul.
Both teams tweaking their lineups. Here come some changes. Done. And he's fouled. Couple of free throws coming up, Jay.
Love the fact that the shooter created contact on the upward motion to shoot the basketball. Big time play.
And he connects on the first free throw. Two for 2 on that trip. Right now, the Pistons have the basketball. Derrick Rose slams it down.
The defender needs to do a better job of forcing a pickup there.
Rondo picked up by Derrick Rose. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
Hey, you ever bail out of something at the last second? That's what I saw right there from the defender. We call that no man's land. They weren't really committed to getting out of the way, committing a hard foul, or taking the brunt of the contact.
Rajon Rondo at the line for a chance at a three-point play. He wants this number up. 60% career free throw shooter. Rose into the front court. They're down 3. To Jackson. Over to the right side. Oh, look out. Blake Griffin. He's now 5 for 6.
And there's nothing more mentally intimidating for your opponent than when your own teammates are unselfish and make sure that you get the ball because they want you to drop 70 on them, maybe like Devin Booker did last year.
Short jumper won't fall. Rose into the front court. His guys now trailing by a point. To Jackson. Rose to Jackson. Lets it fly from long range. Hands in his face. Josh Jackson can't connect. And he's fouled. Earns a trip to the foul line, Jay.
All right, that was a little bit of a gamble there, but not a terrible move sending him to the free throw line.
Off the mark on the first free throw. Oh, he missed on a pair. To Rose. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
And I know there's so much excitement about the play, but everybody looks at the player. More people need to pay attention to the guy at the end of the bench, the strength and conditioning coach, because this kid's been putting in the time and effort every day in the weight room.
Derrick Rose trying to cash in on the three-point play, shooting 66% in this contest. Free throw up and good. Gives him a 2-point lead. It's the Hawks with the basketball. Oh, the touch at the rim. Counted.
Look at that. Calm under pressure. You see a lot of guys rush those. Nice extra move there.
Rose into the front court. All tied up. Just underway in this fourth quarter. To Jackson. Fires the 3, and it's Gallinari there for the rebound. Blake Griffin able to recover with the block. Rose into the front court. Our score all even here in the fourth quarter. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
That's lunch pail business right there. Don't worry about the no call. Keep powering through.
Into the front court comes Rondo. He'll run the offense. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
The offense has very little to lose on those type of plays if they know they can, number 1, create contact, and number 2, still get the ball up. You need to assert yourself fully on the defensive end by initiating the contact and not allowing the offensive player to get that ball above his waist.
Very important free throw, up and good. Three-point play puts them up by a point. Pistons ball here. Rose to Griffin for 3, and Blake Griffin good on the quick release for 3.
Just because someone is listening to you doesn't mean that they actually hear you. At the end of the game, when players get tired, they listen to what the assignment was, but they didn't hear what it was.
Trying to cash in. Wide open look won't go. To Rose. To Griffin. Nothing's going to stop him in pursuit of the basketball. And the reward, he's going to the line.
This drives me nuts when I see fouls like that being called in a close game. Sometimes you just got to let them play, ref.
First one, counted. And he makes them both. The possession in favor of Detroit. Rose to Griffin. Rose to Griffin. Nothing going here on that drive. They've slowed down the pace. Now 3 on the shot clock. Jay, he's shaking his head. The guilty party. He knows it's better to be lucky than good.
Or he knows it was just a really bad shot that just happened to go in. But sometimes when the basketball heavens drop a gift in your lap, you take it.
Looks like some substitutions are coming on in. From long range, too easy. Defense has to communicate.
It's easy to get lost in the chaos of the game down the stretch, but great awareness by the shooter to get those toes right behind the three-point line.
Pistons have it. Takes it right to the rim. A lot of contact there, but they say no foul.
That might have been a little bit easier than expected there, considering the score.
Now the Hawks coach gonna call a timeout. They trail by 2. And the question, do they look for the tie in overtime? Or do they go for it all with a 3? Fires the 3. Where's the chatter? No one was even close to him. Whistle stops play, and we'll get a timeout here for Detroit. They trail by 1. Who's it going to be as they get ready for the final shot? Now a steal by Atlanta. The Hawks are victorious as they just squeak this one out by a point. That'll wrap things up. For Jay Williams and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports.
Here, and I've got your EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Hawks took this down to the wire before getting the win. I could get into detail about their play calling and shot selection, but let's be honest. We all know that the dunks were the most exciting. I'd be surprised if the rim isn't a little bit bent at this point. The Pistons just couldn't close this one out. They shot exceptionally well from beyond the arc, but even that long-range efficiency wasn't enough for them to get the win. Check out the leading scores for the Detroit Pistons.
Game track. Three-point shooting.
Each of these teams were solid with their long-range shooting. So by extension, they were pretty poor with their perimeter defense. Closing out on shooters must always happen, whether you're tired or not.
Player of the game.
The highlight says it all. He's your player of the game. Here we go with the top plays.
Number 2. Number 1.
On behalf of Ed Cohen and Jay Williams, this is Jalen Rose signing off.